Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Horizon 3. Today we're taking a look at the December DLC pack, also known as the Logitech G Car Pack. It is available to you right now for £5.59 or your regional equivalent and contains 7 cars. Let's jump into it and get on with seeing what the cars are. First up, we have the Bentley EXP 10-speed 6 concept. Sounds like I'm reading football scores there. 633 horsepower, 619 foot-pound of torque, 4,497 pounds of weight. It's an S1 class car, 811 PI. Kind of excited to see this in the game, actually. I do kind of like the Bentley EXP. It's an interesting looking car, certainly. I do quite like it. Kind of reminds me of like an F-Type crossed with an Aston with a bit of Bentley put in there. Yeah, good looking car. Actually, I'm kind of interested to drive this and actually see what it's like. So, yeah, cool car. Next up, we have the 1996 HSV GTSR, 308 horsepower, 350 foot-pound of torque, 3,591 pounds. This is a B-class car, 669 is the PI. A very, very strange looking car, this one. It looks suitably crazy. To be honest with you, I'm a bit indifferent on this car. Holdens just don't really interest me all that much, but it is still kind of cool to see in the game. I can imagine it is a bit of a hoot to drive. So yeah, pretty decent car. Next up, this is probably my favourite car of the pack. This is the Jaguar F-Pace S from 2017. 380 horsepower, 332 foot-pound of torque, 4,015 pounds of weight. B671 is the PI on this. I do actually really like the Jaguar F-Pace. It's probably one of my favourite of the modern SUVs. Really cool looking car, actually. So I'm somewhat excited to see this in the game. Sure, there are better cars that could have come in over this, but, I'm happy to see the F-Pace in the game, certainly. Next up, we have the Mercedes-AMG GT R, 577 horsepower, 516 foot-pound of torque, 3,428 pounds of weight. S1869 is the PI. Now, I've got to be honest, I am not a fan of the standard AMG GT. It's just a pretty dull car, in my opinion. The R certainly improves it. I do like the lime green paint. It does look a bit more crazy. Kind of reminds me of the SLS black. I'm interested to drive it, certainly. Again, it's one of those cars where it could have been taken up by a better car, admittedly, but, I'm sure it's a pretty decent to drive. Next up, we have the Morgan Freewheeler from 2014. 82 horsepower, 103 foot-pound of torque, 1,200 pounds of weight. D325 is the PI on this one. I don't like Morgans, gotta be honest, so this isn't really my thing. I'm still interested to drive it, certainly, because I think it could be a bit of a fun car to drive. But, yeah, it just doesn't really tickle my pickle, I'm afraid. Morgans are not my thing. Next up, 1965 Pontiac GTO, 360 horsepower, 424 foot-pound of torque, 3,468 pounds of weight. C515 is the PI on this vehicle. The Pontiac GTO is widely considered to be one of the very first of the muscle cars. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the original GTO. It's just, it's kind of cool. It's nice to see it in the game. I was surprised it wasn't in the game before, to be perfectly honest with you. But, yeah, I'm very indifferent on this car, to be honest with you. I don't care if it's here or there. And speaking of cars that I don't really care whether they're here or there, we have the 1992 Toyota Supra 2-litre GT Twin Turbo that rounds out the pack. 206 horsepower, 203 foot-pound of torque, 3,329 pounds of weight, C579 PI. The Toyota Supra, it's kind of like the Savannah RX-7 from the last car park, but a bit less interesting because it's not a rotary. I don't particularly care for the this generation of Supra. The only thing I really know about this car is it was pretty much everyone's starter car in Gran Turismo 2. Yeah, I guess it's kind of cool that it's here. I guess a lot of people probably wanted this car. But again, I'm pretty indifferent on it. So overall, this car pack then, what do I think of it? It's alright. These three cars certainly are very cool. The F-Pace, again, is probably my favourite. Followed by the Bentley, and then the HSV and the GTR, find kind of cool. These three, couldn't really care less about, to be perfectly honest with you. Ultimately, I don't think this is as good a car pack as the last two have been, and yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to skip on this one. But, there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this car pack in the description below. I'm sure some of you really, really like this car pack, so do let me know if you are going to be enjoying this car pack. Anyways, friends, that is it from me today. Thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.